Public servants involved in the National Youth Service scam will be charged with several offences ranging from fraudulent acquisition of public property to abuse of office in court on Tuesday. The Director of Public Prosecution, Noordin Haji, who ordered the commencement of the prosecution of the 54 suspects, 14 directors and proprietors of business entities and 10 companies, also revealed that his office will work with other agencies to ensure effective prosecution of all the corruption cases, including the Kenya Power scandal and NCPB, to safeguard public funds. NTV's Seth Olale attended the press conference and filed this report.
The Office of the Director of Public Prosecution is investigating the 8 billion shilling NYS scandal in phases. The first phase involves over 468 million shillings paid out to 10 companies or entities. The DPP, Noordin Haji, explained why it took the prosecution about 3 weeks to investigate the multi-billion shilling scandal.
In order to strengthen the case, I returned the files to the DCI to cover some critical areas. On 27th May 2018, the DCI resubmitted the investigation files. Upon careful perusal and evaluation of the same, I am satisfied that the evidence is sufficient to warrant urgent prosecution and that it is in the public interest.
54 people, including 40 public servants drawn from the Ministry of Youth Affairs, National Youth Service and National Treasury, were listed as suspects by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution. 14 directors and proprietors of business entities, together with 10 companies, were also blacklisted and are under investigation. The 40 public servants, led by Lilian Omolo, who is the Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Public Service, Youth and Gender Affairs, will be charged with several offences, including conspiracy to commit an offence of corruption, willful failure to comply with the applicable procedures, breach of trust by a person employed in the public service, willful neglect to perform official duty, abuse of office, fraudulent acquisition of public property, and fraudulent making payments from public revenues for goods not supplied.
Investigations revealed that there was no procurement undertaken before monies were paid out. So there was no procurement whatsoever.
James Twitter and Yvonne Ngugi, who have been listed by the DPP as among the 14 directors of business entities involved in the scam, own a salon in Thika. Josephine Kabura, who was mentioned as the key mastermind in the previous scandal at the NYS, is alleged to have also owned and operated a salon in the same locality. Apart from the 20 suspects spending the night in police custody, others are still at large, with the DPP issuing a stern warning to the fugitives.
I urge all suspects who are in hiding to surrender themselves to the DCI or the nearest police station.
In the second phase of the investigations, the DCI will focus on additional areas, including companies or entities that benefited from the fraudulent payments and banks that were complicit in the offences. In addition, the prosecution aims at recovering the proceeds of crime, as well as establishing the tax status of the companies and individuals involved in the crimes. In the meantime, several bank accounts and the funds which the monies were channeled through have been frozen.
My office is working with the DCI and the Assets Recovery Agency in that regard.
As the investigations continue, the DPP, who has appointed 4 special prosecutors to assist him undertake the task, said more suspects are likely to be charged in relation to the scandal. The Director of Public Prosecution believes that the charge sheet that will be presented in court on Tuesday is watertight and has gathered enough evidence to ensure that all culpable face the law. Seth Olale, NTV, Nairobi.